He did it. Case closed. Hey button pushers, my name is Nick and welcome to Lucifer Within Us. This is a game where you play as a digital exorcist who, I think, investigate possessions and stuff. It looked cool and I didn't want to find out too many details. I wanted to experience it fully, but it looked very cool. So yeah, let's go. It kind of... Never mind. 100 years without murder. 100 years without demonic possession. Then this. I am Sister Ada, exorcist and investigator. This is my testament to the massacre at St. Walpurgis Abbey. It is truth. Do not believe the lies of my accusers. St. Walpurgis Abbey, the silent text workshop.
Welcome. I am Virgil, Chief Inquisitor at St. Walpurgis Abbey.
Hello, Virgil.
We may be in need of your talents as an exorcist. You can survey the evidence yourself, but I think you will agree.
Has there truly been a murder?
It seems so. A respected priestess, Mother Miriam, passed this morning under suspicious circumstances.
A demon may be present here, even now, possessing someone.
What happened, exactly?
Mother Miriam was only recently appointed as successor to Abbot Gregory. This morning, she came to the workshop to receive her coronet of office.
Something went wrong with the installation.
Yes, to put it mildly, the coronet oversurged, killing Mother Miriam. Brace yourself for the sight.
Uh-oh.
Then the workshop operators, Gideon and Reuben, are the prime suspects. They are brothers, right?
Yes, but it's highly out of character for Gideon or Reuben to kill someone.
Even so, they were the only ones present when Mother Miriam died.
Daemons nurture our sinful desires into unthinkable actions, Virgil. One of the brothers has surely been seduced by a daemon. Whichever it is, I will unmask his lies and cast out the daemon within him.
May Einsoff's will be done. Amen.
To exorcise a demon, we must uncover four things.
First, the suspect. We must identify which sinner is possessed by a daemon.
Okay.
Second, the opportunity. When exactly was the murder committed? We can pinpoint the opportunity by analyzing each suspect's testimonies. Third, the means by which the murder has been committed. The means can be found among the physical evidence at the scene of the incident. Fourth, the motive of the murderer, which can be found in their inner world, their sanctum. The motive will tell us which daemon possesses the sinner.
Very well. Let us begin our holy work.
Yes, Virgil. Let us begin. Okay. Gideon.
This is madness! I will not suffer this injustice! I am Gideon the Grand, the greatest cybernetician of our generation.
He did it. Case closed.
I am blessed. I don't know what went wrong this morning. My hands are guided by the divine.
I see only gaudy trinkets here. Mother Miriam died by your hands. Is that not so?
Just fully outright accusing him. No, why would I want to harm her? Mother Miriam was my patron. She loved me like a son. I did nothing wrong. The consecration chamber must have been compromised. Sister Ada is here to seek the truth, Gideon. You have nothing to fear if you are innocent. Please hear Gideon's testimony, Sister Ada, and judge for yourself if he speaks truth. Testimony of a suspect is divided into events. You can access detailed description of events by hovering over them. You can manipulate the timeline marker to navigate to any moment in the testimony. Cool. Let's listen to what Gideon has to say.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this many times before, so I was confident.
Okay.
To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplifier.
Wait a second. Let's re-examine what he said about Miriam's arrival.
To prepare for the ceremony, I ordered Reuben to take Mother Miriam to the consecration chamber.
Mm-hmm.
To prepare for Mother Miriam.
Interesting. Gideon does not mention Reuben being present while meeting Mother Miriam. Let's select Miriam's arrival and ask Gideon about it. Ah, okay. That's a good point.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this.
Ask. Good. I shall remember that I can ask a suspect about any statement in a testimony. Were you alone when greeting Mother Miriam? Yes, I'm certain I was alone then. He insists that he was alone. I wonder if Reuben will corroborate this. But now, let's finish hearing the rest of his testimony.
To prepare for the ceremony. Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplification at my work table, and then placed it on Mother Miriam's head.
What exactly did you modify? I modified the amplifier within to its maximum setting. To do so, I had to temporarily remove the limiter, but I made sure to replace it before taking it to the chamber. Why would you have done that? So he's done the thing, put it on the lady.
We began by closing our eyes and praying together to Ein Sof. I thought I heard the chamber open, but didn't think much of it.
Footsteps. I heard footsteps. Okay. Someone's gone into the chamber. You heard the door open? Perhaps. I think I also heard footsteps. But it's a faint, vague memory. Not to mention, it's impossible. After all, Mother Miriam can't open the door from within. Reuben was probably working away on some new device or another. I must have imagined it.
Then I activated the consecration chamber and began the ceremony itself. The aether output was within safe ranges.
So something has happened. I don't think Gideon did it. So it's looking potentially like Reuben, but I think it's going to be somebody else. Oh, I've heard enough. Let's leave him for now. Damn.
Then I activated the content. It happened.
Okay.
Mother
Let's
Miriam was killed.
Okay. Reuben.
An exorcist? Surely there are no demons here, though. This was an accident, wasn't it? If Gideon is
I'm here to find out.
that would mean he did it on purpose. Horrible.
You must be the elder brother.
Yes, my name is Reuben Garamond. I am responsible for the engineering and design of our implants.
How did Mother Miriam die, exactly?
It was a completely preventable
My head
accident.
exploded.
Mother Miriam died because Gideon deliberately flouted the ceremonial guidelines for his own glory. Gideon may be my flesh and blood, but he must take responsibility for his negligence.
Let us hear what Reuben has to say. Keep in mind that Reuben's testimony may differ greatly from Gideon's version of events. If an event is corroborated by another suspect's testimony, it will be marked as verified on the timeline. This is very cool. I really like the timeline aspect. Let's listen to what Reuben has to say.
Mother Miriam came to us to receive a consecration ceremony, but she wanted something extravagant. Gideon suggested setting the coronet to have maximum ether output. I warned him that doing so is highly dangerous.
Okay, that's different to what Gideon said.
Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway, since he was going to handle everything I went back to my tasks.
This part of the testimony is rather long and repetitive. Let's move ahead to the next section. Try to stop ceremony. Okay.
When Gideon activated the consecration chamber, I immediately felt something was wrong. I begged Gideon to stop, but he didn't listen.
Okay, so leave. Now that we've heard the testimony from each suspect, let's think carefully. There's only one truth to the chain of events this morning. I doubt that either brother has told it to us. So we must rely on Ein Soph's great gifts to us, our minds. There are three ways we should consider what we've discovered. First way is deduction. Since there can only be one truth, if two things don't align, one or both of them are false. If Gideon and Reuben do not agree on something, someone is lying. Or, if what they say do not match the evidence I find, then they must be lying. Second is induction. I should base my theory based on what I discover. If my theory does not align with any of the testimonies or evidence that I find, then I should discard it. If two theories are both possible, then I should prefer the one that has the most information that supports it. That said, induction alone is usually not enough. Finally, abduction. I must hypothesize what could have happened, filling gaps in information with my imagination. This is the fastest and most powerful way of thinking, but also the most fraught. I should engage in each of the three ways in order to uncover the truth. Okay. Well, let's have a little wander around and see if there's any evidence I can find. Coronet limiter. A valuable piece of physical evidence. The new entry is now added to your evidence panel, which can be found in the lower left of the display. There you can access detailed information about the coronet limiter. You must present them to the suspects in order to discover any contradictions. Okay. Found in Gideon's workshop in pristine condition, components is required to safely install the coronet without causing an ether oversurge. Consecration ceremony. A new piece of evidence? Let's examine it now. Place the coronet and the recipient in the chamber. The performer and recipient pray in silence. Begin the song to start modulating the ether. Intensify the ether output by bringing the performance to a crescendo. Okay. Control panel. Used to activate and control the consecration chamber, usage records show that the ether output during the ceremony was well beyond safe ranges. Okay, let's examine the tiny little bits of her head. Mother Miriam's body. The body is completely unharmed, but her head has exploded into a mess of blood and bone fragments. The coronet remains. Used to open and close the consecration chamber, only operable from outside the chamber. Usage records show that it was opened twice this morning. Oh, okay, I can zoom in. Let me do the broken pieces of coronet. Okay, that's yeah. Oi. Reuben's workstation. Plans for constructing the ether coronet. The purpose of the device seems to be to amplify the user's ether outputs. Components are amplifier, casing, and limiter. Okay. So I do believe, apart from the stupid coronet pieces that I can't get to, that's everything. Cool. So let's have a look at the evidence. Oh, okay, coronet remains out there. Found near Mother Miriam's body, parts of the amplifier component and bits of casing have survived the explosion, but there's no limiter. Oh, he said he put the limiter back in. Lies! Lies! Found on Reuben's workstation plans for restoring a relic that was recently brought to St. Walpurgis By far the oldest demon. Okay. You lying sack of crap. Now I've discovered important pieces of evidence, let's ask the suspect about them. Let's select an evidence and ask him about it. Okay, limiter. Found in Gideon's workspace in pristine condition, component is required. Yes. Good. I shall remember that I can ask a suspect about any evidence that I find. Recognize this component, Gideon? It was found at your workstation. The coronet limiter? Impossible! But the explosion, how can it be undamaged? Someone must have removed it from the coronet prior to the ceremony. All but ensuring that the ceremony would end in a bloody mess. I had nothing to do with this. Why would I sabotage my own work? Why indeed? Perform ceremony. Gideon claims that the ether output values are within safe ranges, but the control panel indicates otherwise. Let's present the control panel to him and unmask his lies. Present! Lies unmasked! Lies! You lied, Gideon. The ceremony wasn't safe. The control panel's records show that the ether output's values were in abnormally high ranges. Of course it was. Mother Miriam wanted the coronet as powerful as it could be. But I am Gideon the Grand. With my talents, I had it under control. I made no errors. Something else went wrong. I just don't know what. Gideon has amended his testimony. Let's examine maintain control. Okay, good. The statement from Gideon's testimony is now verified for two reasons. One, it has shorter time frame and describes a clearer set of events. Two, Gideon's testimony now is consistent with the records from the control panel. I can assume that any verified statement like this is true. What's more, the contradiction weakened the suspect's resolve. His Eye of Providence glows, which allows me to enter his sanctum, the digital representation of his mind. Let's use his third eye to enter the sanctum and see what truly motivates this suspect. Ooh, this is very cool. We only cracked the outer layer of his sanctum this time. Still, let's examine the psychological evidence that we found. Interesting. This information will help me discern which statements to trust. Let's quickly examine each statement in his testimony again. Excellent. Some of the statements are now supported by the suspect's psychology. Next, I must find correlations between the suspect's behaviour and existing demons. Let's open the demonology. Lucifer the Proud. Prince of Demons and the eternal adversary of Ainsoth, manifests the ambitious and strong-willed, promising them their heart's desire in exchange for their soul. Beelzebub the Gluttonous. Sathanos the Vengeful. Lotan the Envious. Lucifer the Proud. Okay. If the suspect is possessed, there should be a psychological evidence that has a clear correlation with a demon. To obtain further psychological evidence, I must find more contradictions and present them to the suspect. Now that I've heard the testimony gathered, I can accuse the suspect. To accuse, I must establish the opportunity, means, and motive. I can try as many times as I wish, but there is only one true answer for each section. Let's try to establish the opportunity. Let's present a section of the suspect's testimony. When could I have ceremony? Good. If it's a valid answer, the suspect will be forced to admit they could have committed the murder at that time. Otherwise, the suspect will give a counter-argument as to why that's impossible. You performed the ceremony yourself. This gave you ample opportunity to hurt her. Yes, I performed the ceremony, but I did nothing that could have harmed her. Next, let's try to establish the means. For this, I need to present physical evidence. Okay. Yeah, obviously. Good. Same as before, the suspect will accept my evidence if it's valid, and deny it if they can explain why I'm wrong. The control panel and shattered coronet indicate that there was a dangerous amount of ether output. Yes, I was performing something slightly dangerous, but I had it under control. Clearly not, given what happened. Because I was confident I could do it safely, something else must have gone wrong. And motive. I present psychological evidence from their own sanctum. Craves attention and sincerely believes that he is the best. Good. If he is the culprit, then presented with the correct motive, the demon within him will compel him to speak the truth. If not, he will deny my claim. You are a self-absorbed man. Everything you do feeds into your pride. To you, Mother Miriam was a mere prop for your masterpiece. You carelessly caused her death in pursuit of artistic glory. How dare you! I took the utmost care in everything I did for Mother Miriam. The coronet was designed to be worn by her. Without her, it will forever remain imperfect. I would never risk anything that could harm my work or Mother Miriam. I love Mother Miriam. Why would I hurt her? This accusation was unsuccessful, which means I must investigate further. Let's cancel for now and leave the suspect alone. Right. So. Let's just have a little look through everything, make sure I've read everything I need to know. So, newly appointed voice of Ainsof, who is scheduled to receive an ether coronet implant in the workshop. Crafts the casing and ornaments of implants and handles the ceremonial aspects of the installation. Less popular than Gideon due to his dour, cynical demeanour and his focus on engineering of the implants. Okay. Okay, so yeah, there's a little bit of discrepancy here. So Gideon is saying he tried to maintain control, but Reuben is saying that he asked Gideon to stop it, but he didn't. So talk to Reuben. Curious. Reuben claims he went back to his workstation. What does Gideon say? Let's switch to his testimony.
To prepare for the...
Gideon claims that Reuben opened the door to the consecration chamber. Let's go back to Reuben.
Gideon convinced her to move forward with the ceremony anyway.
It's unmasked Reuben's lies! Lies! Reuben Garamond, you did not return to your workstation after the discussion. Gideon ordered you to open the consecration chamber for Mother Miriam. Ordered me? Is that what he told you? Despite his delusions, Gideon is certainly not my master. I did open the chamber, it is true. I apologise for the omission. It's a regular part of our routine that it slipped my mind earlier. Reuben has amended his testimony. And let's examine open chamber. Good. That statement from Reuben's testimony is now verified for two reasons. Corroboration and specificity. I can assume that any verified statement like this is true. Cool. So I can get into his mind. He is a believer. Founded Reuben Sanctum, faithful servant of Ainsof, or so he thinks. He knows cybernetics are a crucial part of the one truth. Did you hear or notice anything at this time? Come to think of it, I thought I heard something behind me. I don't remember exactly. My mind was focusing on the ceremony.
The aether output was dangerously high, but I had the chamber under control.
Contradicts. Present. Maybe try that the other way around.
Didn't listen.
Okay, no, that's not right. What were you working on? I was restoring a ceremonial spear for tonight's mass. It's a magnificent relic. I think Abbot Gregory will be pleased with the results. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. That is true. Oh. So they were together when Miriam arrived. So let's contradict you with that. Okay, we'll do it the other way around then.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this many times before.
There we go. Lies! Mother Miriam... Blah, blah, blah. Lies, Gideon. Reuben tells me that he was with you when Mother Miriam arrived. What? Come to think of it, yes, he was standing there, scowling as usual. He was not just standing there, he tried to stop you. Mother Miriam wanted her coronet to be extraordinary, so you convinced her to increase its ether output. Reuben warned you about the danger, but you insisted to Mother Miriam that the ceremony was safe. I love my brother, but Reuben can be a snivelling coward. He's exaggerating the risk. Yes, the ceremony had some danger, however, it was well within my abilities. I made no error. This is how it happened. Okay.
Mother Miriam came to me for her consecration ceremony. I've performed this many times before, so I was confident. Mother Miriam...
Okay, so that's all fine. Okay, so I'm going to contradict this, where it says he adjusted the coronet and put it on the head because the limiter was still on the desk. Ooh, I can get into his brain again. Didn't realise that. Skeptic. Ah. So he's a narcissist and a skeptic. Okay, it doesn't really match with any of the demons yet. So if I...
Since Gideon was going to handle
I
everything...
wonder if I can accuse Reuben. See, so opportunity. When could I have done any of this? Okay, so no, I can't accuse him. Excellent, I have gone through the fundamental steps of investigating a murder. However, there is much I have yet to uncover about this incident. I should continue to find more information, contradict the suspects with them, and try to accuse a suspect. No one will tell me what I am ready to accuse, that is entirely up to my discretion. However, there are no consequences for a failed accusation. Each failure will help bring me closer to the truth of the incident. Okay. Let's have another little scan around to make sure we haven't missed anything. Burning Gideon Sanctum speaks and acts virtuously in public, but doesn't really believe in the one truth of the demons. Weren't they rooted out hundreds of years ago? Let's see if I can accuse him because he's skeptical. Your faith is weak, Gideon. Indeed, you question the teachings of the Church. You killed Mother Miriam because you have utter disdain for our faith. What nonsense. My skepticism merely serves to fuel my creativity. One must be open to all possibilities to create truly original works. Besides, this does not explain why I would wish to kill Mother Miriam in particular. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I'm looking at motives for Reuben's motives. I'm going to try and do a motive and an action, possibly. I'm just trying to fill in all the blanks I can. Your faith is what drove you to kill Mother Miriam. Why would you think so? If anything, my faith is the proof that I would not have hurt a priestess. Nah, that's fair point. Means... That's a fair point, actually. There is no way. Okay. Let's leave. I have a theory. No. That. I thought maybe potentially Reuben could have played around with something. But no. And there is no more... Oh! Ooh! What are you? What's this? The Devil's Herb. I knew something nefarious is afoot. The Abbey must be purified of its scent. I should dispose of any that I find. Oh, it's just a collectible. Normally I love collectibles, but damn it, that doesn't help me at all. Okay. That's the point. I've not watched the things up until the end to see who opened the chamber last. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but...
It happened. Mother Miriam was killed. But it's impossible. I had everything under control.
Okay, so the door opened itself. I'm a little stumped. I'm a little stumpy boy. Okay, I found evidence of Augustine, visiting scholar who studies demons and the ether. Father Augustine is a scholar of demons and etheric technologies. He's made truly remarkable discoveries in his theoretical works. Okay, that hasn't really helped me at all. Can I ask Gideon about him?
Meanwhile, I adjusted the coronet's amplification at my...
My brother idolizes that man. I don't understand it. Theories and histories. Pointless.
Since Gideon was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks. But I couldn't shake the feeling something was wrong.
Got him. Gotta lie. So the door. He said he was at his desk the whole time, but obviously there was somebody walking around and opened the door while Gideon was praying. You test my patience, Reuben. Has your memory slipped once more? The door records show that the consecration chamber was opened twice today. Given that Gideon was praying during this time, only you could have opened the chamber. It's true that I opened the chamber again, just before the ceremony started, but I had my reasons. Something about the chamber seemed unseemly. Given what happened to Mother Miriam, I feel vindicated in my fears. Tell me what you did in the chamber. Okay.
Since Gideon was going to handle everything, I went back to my tasks, but I couldn't shake the feeling something was wrong. So I opened the consecration chamber to verify that the coronet was in working order. Everything seemed fine, so I returned to my desk again.
Okay. No.
So I opened the consecration chamber to verify that the coronet was in working order.
Fine. Right, let's talk to Gideon about this. He opened the chamber while I was praying. That seems paranoid even for him. Did the room return to work? I have no idea. That's no point here. Okay, well I feel like now I can...
When Gideon activated the consecration chamber,
so I can accuse Reuben now, I reckon. So, opportunity is check chamber. During the prayer, you claim to have opened the chamber to check the materials. This was when you sabotaged the ceremony. Means... How could I have affected the chamber or Mother Miriam? There was nothing faulty with the coronet itself. Indeed, the craftsmanship was flawless, as was Gideon's performance of the ceremony. But you removed the limiter from the coronet without Gideon's knowledge, which, coupled with the coronet's higher amplification, caused an outsurge. The surge. Gideon's arrogance may have endangered Mother Miriam, but you ensured that she would die from it. Okay, so I just need psychological evidence for the motive. Same with
We began by closing our eyes.
Gideon, I think? Yeah, because being skeptical I don't think is enough for that. Yeah, no, I've tried that way. Okay, so I just need motive for both of them. So I need to catch Reuben in another lie so I can get into his brain hole.
So I opened
oh no, I can do that now. Cool. Envy. That, my friend, is a sin. A dirty, dirty sin. Okay. I feel like that is going to be a pretty good motive. Mother Miriam's death was merely a means to an end. Humiliation of Gideon. You envy your brother's success. You want his fame, his glory. J'accuse! J'accuse! That was great. That was great. I enjoyed this a lot. I mean, I'm not the most sloopy person in the world, so it's taken me about an hour to figure it out, but I did it. I did it! This is very cool. I like this a lot. I like the gameplay, and that timeline mechanic is really cool. I like it kind of lays everything out in front of you so you can try and piece it together. It's very, very, very cool. I like this a lot. So this actually comes out very soon, so October 15th is the release date for this, so literally just a couple of days to wait until the full release of this, but yeah, hopefully I'll be able to play the full release of this, because this is very, very interesting. I like it a lot. So, if you want to check out some of the other games that I've done during the Steam Game Festival, then there will be a link at the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then why don't you go ahead and hit the like button. The surprise exploding head that is the subscribe button, make sure you that bad boy. And until next time, love you, bye.